Come, look at me. Now, the next task is this, okay? This is very, very important. You need to listen. Now, remember the three drawings that you just created just now? I mean, not just now, last week. The hand, your friend's face, and also your own face. Remember the keyword that I asked you to do when you are drawing the objects? You still remember? Sketch. What else? The keyword that I asked you to do. Anyone can remember? Details, very good. And focus on the features, right? Prominent features, very good. So this time around, you're going to do the same thing, but instead of drawing on the 2D surface on the online platform using your mouse, you're going to create it in the 3D form using the 3D objects that you have here. Okay? If you look at the objects that you can create, there's a lot actually. You can see all these options that you have. You got sphere, you got cube, you got pyramid. Okay? You use all these tools to recreate what you see or what you draw using the previous online platform that you use. Meaning, if you draw a hand, for example, the first drawing that you do is the hand, right? You need not create the whole hand again. Okay? You might want to do a finger, okay, or you want to choose it to another gesture. I leave it to you. Maybe you draw it this way, right? So maybe your hands that you're going to create in the virtual world might want to be in a gesture form. It need not be realistic. Okay? You just use this. Remember the idea of drawing based on shapes. Remember we learned in the first 2 weeks of lesson. It's the same principle. Okay? It can be a little bit deconstructed, but what's important is basically, listen what's important is basically it needs to resemble the object that you're doing. That means at a glance, it represents whatever, when I look at an object, even though it is deconstructed using spheres and cubes to be created, I know that it's actually a hand. It looks like a hand. It resembles the object. So if you're doing your friend face, for instance, right, you want to highlight maybe your most prominent feature of your friend is basically what? The nose, for instance. You want to reconstruct the nose based on the image that you draw, and then reconstruct it using these 3D objects, okay? And you need to, it need not be realistic like I say, you need to reconstruct it as such that it resembles the nose. Clear so far? Anybody don't understand what I'm trying to say?
So I just draw a specific part?
Yes, you choose. So for hand, you choose, you can draw 2 fingers or you can draw the hand with a new gesture. For the face of your friend, you can choose one iconic feature of your friend. The nose, the eyes, or the ears, or the mouth, or the lips, I don't know. Or for your own face, you can identify another key feature of your own face. Clear? Clear so far? Anybody got any questions? Now, you create each object, right? Remember you have 3 stands, right? For instance, this is the hand, right? The hand needs to be in front of the sculpture that you create must be on top of the pedestal once it's done. So when you are creating it, you can create anywhere you want, but after you do that, remember, first thing you need to do what? After you create the object, once you done with your hand, you need to link them up together, right? Once you link, you give it a name, right? You name the file, and then once done, just place it on the cube over here. Clear? Clear so far? Okay? So now it's basically 9:30. Okay? I'll give you all the way up to 10:15. You have 45 minutes. Okay? To plan your time. So each object can use about 15 minutes. And then if you got any issue, all the teachers are here to help you. All you need to just raise your hand. I want to explore, okay? It's okay to make mistakes. It is fine. The more mistakes you make, the more you learn. Okay, so don't be afraid, don't be scared to experiment, to create the tool. And please don't waste time customizing your avatar, because I want you to really spend time on your creation of the objects itself. Okay? So you may start now. Give you more time later, listen first. So, now what I want to do is very simple. I want to do a gallery walk later on. You just go inside your sandpit, went to look at your friend's work. Okay? And then there's a chat tool there, right? You can start talking to your friend, try to experiment how to talk to your friend. The chat tool is basically below. Just use the bubble, yeah, you can start chatting there. And then by 10:25, okay, I'll sum up. I mean 10:20 lah. I'll give you 4 minutes gallery walk. 10:20 will stop work, and then I'll give you the conclusion for today, and then I'll tell you what's the program for next lesson. Okay? So now you can go and do your gallery walk. You can ask your friend questions that you want. Done. Okay, stop what we're doing. Okay, just listen. Listen, ready? Okay. Next week, today what we do is basically you finish creating your stand, you uploaded or mapped up your image you created or drawn in another platform where you can see right? And then you draw what you see from what you drew from another platform in a 3D platform, in the Firestorm, correct? It's quite interesting how you approach the problem. For instance, the hand, right? Most of you created the hand from different shapes, different 3D form, and in the end, it still looks very iconic or representative of a hand, which is very unique or cool. What we're going to do next is this. Next week, what we're going to do is, one, bring a storage device. You either bring your external hard disk or thumb drive to school next week, okay? Because next week, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to export the file out. Okay, some of your objects that you created today, I'll be taking it and then exporting it out, and then I'll try to get it printed out on my 3D printer. Okay, hopefully you can see how it turned out, and then you can see how you created from a drawing, a 2D drawing, right? And on a digital platform, and then you redraw it in a 3D, deconstruct it, and then reconstruct it in a 3D object in a Firestorm, and then we're going to see how this object look like in the real world. So we take something virtual, bring it up, and print it, and then you can see it. Okay? So actually this is a process that a designer goes through, like what I did last time. Okay? What I did is I see my client, draw, sketch, and after that draw it to 3D, and then mine is instead of printing, I need to get carpenter to build it up. You know? And there's a lot of restriction actually. We can draw at times, but when it comes to the real world, right, certain things can't be constructed. Okay? Because of some technical issues or material issues. Okay, so next week we're going to see how it's going to be happening, or how we're going to export it out, and hopefully see the real object, touch it, feel it, and then I'll also teach you how to export it out, because after that I will not get to see you again for one module. So whatever you do, right, you will get to compile it and then see it when you're at home, or let's say in the future you just realize, hey, I did this and I can't remember how I did it. So you can see the object there without the Firestorm program or software. Okay, clear? So next week please bring a thumb drive. And then be fresh next week, and then we'll conclude the lesson next week for our module. Okay? Any questions? If no, then I'll see you next week. Thank you, class.